but he was able to use this one team of 5 heroes to defeat every single defensive emplacement on here.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about Jet. I get this question all the time. Charlie, should I summon Jet? Should I level up Jet? What teams are Jet good in? And, obviously, just looking right here, I don't really have my Jet leveled, 48,000 power level. I don't really have him leveled. I do have his stats all maxed out, and I think I might have maxed his artifacts already. Yeah, not the star level. But the question commonly comes up is like, should you spend your excess soul coins on Jet soul stones in the soul shop, or should you buy items with it? And I think you should buy the items, just like the knee-jerk initial general answer is to just buy items, unless of course Jet is in your main team, and then you need to get Jet and you need to get him leveled up as soon as possible. So quick recap: to get access to the soul shop, okay, the soul shop doesn't show up in the merchants until you have your first hero at 6 stars. All right, once you get your very first hero to 6 stars, then when you reload the game, the soul shop comes up here, and then any extra soul stones that you get. So for example, if I were to get 5 judge soul stones, okay, I have judge at absolute star already. The next time you go to the soul shop, it'll ask you to convert those soul stones into 100 soul coins each, and then you use that currency to buy Jet soul stones, XP potions, or a rotating assortment of items. Okay, so now that the foundation of the video is set, let's kind of dip our toe into my my weekly meta team crushing video that I like to do. What I tend to do is I go and I look at yesterday's Guild War. Okay, so yesterday we fought against the Divine Awakening Guild. And nothing against Divine Awakening. They're a great guild. I just like to rotate it so I'm not fighting the same teams every time I do a video like this. And I jumped in to the logs, and I created a team fight for every single hero location on Divine Awakening. You can see from Andre's one player all the way down to John S., who is the final hero team to fall to us. And the idea behind this is I'm going to take one hero and I'm going to crash through these entire teams just to show that any hero can be effective in every situation in PvP with the correct support heroes. And that's always the key to this situation. But Raven, by the way, is one of the smartest players in Hero Wars, and one of the generals of our guild. He likes to train against these teams as well as part of a just for fun, just for a learning experience. And he found what is possibly the #1 best attacking team in all of Hero Wars. The #1 best attacking team is not a statement, not a title that I would label on a team very lightly, but he was able to use this one team of 5 heroes to defeat every single defensive emplacement on here. I decided to put the video that I was going to make aside, and let's just jump into it. So here is I'm gonna create a screenshot that I'm gonna put on screen to show you all of the defenses with the pets, every single defense with the pet that this team built, and here's the team right here. Here's the team. You have Arachne Tank, Dante, Nebula, Sebastian, and Jet. This team has beat every single defensive location on Divine Awakening. And Divine Awakening players, if you're watching, your entire guild can be defeated by this team. Your entire guild can be defeated. Now, a couple of caveats here. This is max testing, right? This is a max testing environment, which means, everybody's maxed out. Of course, you can see on screen in the bottom right-hand corner there, my Ascension tree stats. My warrior is maxed out. My control is 24 out of 50. You guys can see it there. So that's taken into account on here. But every team, that's Andre. Here's Dante Sparta. Every single team that we go up against, and there's going to be a lot of similar teams, a lot of Dante teams, a lot of Zhu, Martha, Nebula, Isaac, Zhu, Sebastian, Martha. Some teams like that. Every single team that the defenders had, we were able to defeat with this. Some take a little longer than others, and in some instances we do lose our Arachne. In fact, I think any time that there's a Dante Nebula on defense, that we lose the Arachne. The Arachne dies, but every other instance, you just win. Common counter to Dante teams is magic damage. Arachne is great. I'm sorry, not physical damage. And Dante is great. I'm sorry, Arachne is great at not doing physical damage. Here you go. Here's a Kira line. Kira, Helios, Sebastian. Makes quick work of it. I hate to say how good, Dante is in this situation, how effective he is, but Nebula boosted Dante with Jet boosting it is just too much for some of these teams to handle. Here's an off tank and Vari line. You can see that, with enough frontline damage, the Arachne goes down quick, but you still have a perfectly viable tank in Dante right behind her. And if you don't do something with that Arachne, then your team gets stunlocked. A couple of variances, maybe that team would have lost a couple of times out of the 10 there. But here's an undead Kark line. Okay, and you'll notice that in just about any team that doesn't have Sebastian on it, this team is basically an auto win. Any team that doesn't have Sebastian on defense, just use Arachne tank with a couple of heroes behind, obviously, and you're gonna have a good time. Squirrely one. This guy's one of the top arena competitors. Here's a classic Rufus, Arachne, Dante, Sebastian, Martha. I see this team day after day after day after day after day, and it just it's not it. You can use Jet to stop the healing revive from Rufus, but of course, since Dante is physical damage, you don't even need to worry about all of that. And then it's just a matter of getting lucky and finally, hitting with a couple of spears, and away we go. So here's a Yasmin line. Just want to kind of show off that, it does work well against Yasmin. One thing that Divine Awakening did not have on defense at all were any Aurora tank teams, which I find very curious. To not see any Aurora tank, but some servers just have, different metas, I guess. I guess the one Aurora team was Frederick, but I mean, come on, you can beat ODH with Isaac by himself, basically. Same kind of situation though, even with Aurora tank. I don't know that it would have made much of a difference. Well, Dante died, I guess. That's something. So yeah, the team is, again, it's not gonna work for everybody. It's not gonna be able to beat every team on defense. Not every single team. But I think that 4 of the 5 heroes in this list, I would say 3 out of the 5 heroes on this list for sure, but 4 out of 5 definitely, you should consider building as they're some of the top tier heroes in the game right now. Now, unfortunately, unless you're building them very, very quickly, the top tier heroes changes about every 6 to 9 months or so as new heroes are released, new ascension skills are released, and the wheel keeps on turning with Hero Wars. But I think that this is a fun line and a great answer to the question of should you build. Here's a Nebula Dante team that crushes my Arachne immediately, but in the end it ends up not mattering at all. Here's the answer to the question of should you build a Jet team, and if you did, where would you put them? And I think this is the answer. Where's another good one? Let's see. This is Astaroth. See, Mark is Astaroth, Isaac. This one, we don't need to see that fight. Crowbar. Here's one of the it's close enough. Astaroth Zhu, pretty common sight. Usually you see Martha back there instead of Helios, but that's okay. You're gonna see a lot of Astaroth Zhu, Nebula, Sebastian, Martha teams just because of the LOL-osh meta. Yeah, so there you go. Now, guys, if you're interested in seeing a way to counter Dante, and it does work in defense against these teams occasionally, but certainly if the Dante is on defense, here are some other options to counter Dante. Basically, magic damage, pure damage, and stunning Dante is how you defeat him. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.